Welcome to SVG-TV News for Thursday, March 28th, 2024. I am Jennifer Richardson with the details. Historian and author Dr. Adrien Fraser is of the view that the culture of the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines is not lost, but is evolving. Dr. Fraser was at the time delivering the Heritage Month lecture on Tuesday evening on the topic National Hero and Heroes Day, Meaning and Significance. What's next?
Something you can pick up and transfer elsewhere. That's not culture. Culture is something which evolves. Culture grows out of the environment, the landscape, and as people relate to each other. That is how, and so culture evolves. And so you can't pick up and say, we have lost the culture, bring it back here. It doesn't make sense at all. But there's a sense in which something could be done. Culture is a way of life. It is much broader than dance and song and festivals. Culture is not static, it evolves. It evolves over time as people interact with the environment and other peoples in that environment. Anthropologist Nancy Gonzalez, in an article entitled "The Garifuna in Central America," writes, and I quote, "Thus, the culture of the Garifuna today," and she's speaking about Central America, "is like the people a hybrid. For centuries, they have accepted new ideas, goods, and habits, molding them into their own purposes, and in so doing, preserving their distinctive identity, an identity which when they left St. Vincent, they were able to mix with other groups there, and coming out of that, you have a cultural identity. It is to this ability to acquire and then transform the new into the traditional, making it particularly their own, that I attribute their remarkable success," speaking about Central America.
Noting that language is an essential part of culture, Dr. Fraser said language is also a living thing, and to speak of introducing the Garifuna language in schools doesn't make a lot of sense to him.
Now, how are they going to deal with that? Who are they going to speak to? I mean, I did some conversational Spanish and so on at university, but there's nobody to speak to after that, so you begin to lose that. Will it be accepted by CXC if it's the intention to move it further up the ladder? In Belize and other Garifuna-speaking countries, the language is under threat in the global village. And having been in Belize, there's a lot of Spanish, there's a lot of English, and some of the communities are trying to have their language survive. As we develop our tourism here, there will likely be a demand for tour guides and hotel workers to speak the languages of the expected visitors. Even history is finding it difficult to be formally placed in the school's curriculum. So I'm saying even getting it onto the school's curriculum is going to be in itself a problem. And getting CXC to, especially if you're only dealing with St. Vincent, Belize, what happened to the other countries? You know, so it's something which I don't think will be done.
Dr. Fraser said the transfer or the teaching of the Garifuna language can, however, be done outside of the school's curriculum in the area of domestic tourism centered in the various communities.
And let me use as an example, OWIA has recovered, rebuilt a gunpowder magazine that was built around 1772, 1773 by the British. I'm saying a narrative can be built around this. There's a story that could be built around this. It can be used to attract visitors on special occasions. On such occasions, students or young people who were given the opportunity to learn the language could sing the national anthem in the Garifuna language, greet visitors in the language. Dances could be done by community dancers. And there will be other communities having relics, symbols of that past around which a narrative could build. And I'm saying that you bring people there so that these people who are speaking the language, the young children, would then be able to use it on those occasions and when you have other special occasions. But when you're saying, let us get it in the schools and so on, and the parent who wants her child to get out of school and to do subjects which would ensure that they get a job, they're going to have difficulty doing that. So, but there's a way I'm saying in this domestic tourism that you could do that and everybody would benefit. The community itself would then benefit from it and will pride itself on protecting it. It is then about recreating some historical space in which the language and aspects of the culture make sense. Unfortunately, no effort has been done or made to look at the input of the Garifuna in the broad Vincentian culture. And I think there's a lot there.
The lecture by Dr. Fraser brought the curtains down on the National Heroes on Heritage Month activities 2024, which have been deemed a success. The management of the Argyle International Airport has proposed to meet with the Public Service Union to discuss retroactive increments for its staff who are members of the union, even as they express disappointment over their planned industrial action. In a telephone interview with SVG-TV News, President of the PSU, Elroy Boucher, remains adamant that unless the workers receive their retroactive payments, the industrial action will go ahead as planned.
Public Service Union received a letter from the AIA on March 27th in response to the letter that we sent regarding the unpaid retroactive component of the increments. The letter that we received bordered on the absurd. It's really illogical. I can't understand why would they not have an appreciation for the prevailing issue that we are addressing, which is the unpaid increments. We just want the AIA to take note that we're not threatening to take industrial action. Make no mistake, we will take industrial action unless the unpaid monies are settled, or you give us some indication on how you're going to settle it and when you're going to settle it. And if we are satisfied with that proposal, then fine.
Boucher reiterated that the AIA management should not be surprised with the stance being taken by the union, noting that it was they who did not fulfill their side of the bargain.
Particular points in time, this matter has been going on for too long. And the AIA seem to think that we have responded quite suddenly or abruptly or hastily. But the matter has been going on for more than 4 years. There's nothing hasty about our reaction or our position. The AIA have taken a position repeatedly that they will not pay the monies that are owed to the workers. It is really robbery. They are robbing the workers and they ought to pay them. The actions that we have stated in our letter, we will follow through on them unless the AIA makes the payments to the workers.
The union said the industrial action is slated to take place on a Monday and Wednesday on a date yet to be decided. The AIA has, however, noted that the 2 days when the airport is in full operation, which is concerning. On the day that Sandals SVG opened its doors to paying guests on Wednesday, March 27, 2024, the five-star resort at Buckament received its first guests, a couple from Trinidad and Tobago. The excited couple attended the ribbon-cutting ceremony for the new resort, which is deemed a gem of all Sandals.
Never been to St. Vincent, but we have been to prior Sandals and we wanted to check it out and try it. And I said there's a grand opening coming up and we had no idea where we was walking. This is actually our birthday present to each other and it's beyond our wildest dreams. So we cannot believe the grand entrance of it.
We had no idea we was going to be part of the opening. To be honest, we had no idea we was part of opening, and we were just leaving here at 3 o'clock in the morning to get here early, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
My words.
We're staying 5 days and it's beyond our wildest dream. We always want to check out all different Sandals. He's been to a few more and I wanted to see all, but so far, number one.
Yes, actually this is 12, but we'll see what Sandals in St. Vincent first. We will see. Definitely everything is on par right now.
Yeah.
So,
Enjoy your stay.
rest of people out there, don't waste your time thinking about coming. Just get here.
Yes, just come to Sandals because you're going to absolutely love it in St. Vincent. The people are amazing here. The country, so beautiful. You're going to love it. You're going to love it. Nowhere else. Come here.
Another couple of Vincentian woman and her Jamaican husband who came in from England were registered as the second paying guests of the resort and were equally excited about the historic occasion.
We thought we better not get here too early this morning. We just missed out on being the first guests and we were the second guests to check in. But can you imagine a Vincy and a Jamaican? Perfect for Sandals. No, this is our first Sandals.
First Sandals, yeah.
We've travelled all over the world and been at lots of hot hotels, but this is the first time we've been to Sandals Resort.
What are your impressions at being a Vincentian?
Absolutely beautiful, gorgeous, amazing. We know St. Vincent anyway. I know I'm biased, but St. Vincent is a beautiful, beautiful island. Come to St. Vincent, it's amazing. But this is amazing.
So how long are you going to be here?
So we're in Sandals for a week,
1 week, yeah.
but we're in St. Vincent for 4 weeks. But we're in Sandals for a whole week. So we'll be here until next week Wednesday.
St. Vincent's like a home from home.
Yes.
It's one of my favorite islands, yeah.
Prime Minister Dr. Adrien Fraser has named the street leading to Sandals Resort at Buckament after the late Gorden St Stewart, the founder of the resort chain. Paying tribute to Stewart at Wednesday's ribbon-cutting ceremony, PM Gonsalves says it is only fitting to have the former hotelier and businessman recognized in SVG.
The government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines had indicated to Sandals some time ago that we will build the road coming to the entrance. And having built it, we will call it the Gorden St Boulevard. I request of Sandals to make an appropriate sign, provide the appropriate signage, so that the state wouldn't do something which is inappropriate to the aesthetic and all the circumstances of this magnificent facility. And I am sure that those who are artistic among you will design something worthy and to place it at appropriate locations along this boulevard.
The Sandals founder passed away 3 years ago, and according to PM Gonsalves, he was a good friend who paved the way for tourism and hospitality in the Caribbean.
Over 39 years until his death in 2021, that we see this hospitality titan, that it exists across the region and employing 20,000 persons and creating foreign exchange in the hundreds of millions of dollars, and to do so with love. Because when we open our doors to people and we embrace them, it can only be love. This civilization, this Caribbean civilization, an island and seaboard civilization, really tailor-made for tourism.
The Ministry of Health, Wellness and the Environment Today announced a temporary pause to MRI services at the Modern Medical and Diagnostic Center in Georgetown, the MMDC. A release from the ministry says this is due to a decision to bring forward the start of scheduled quality enhancement upgrades to the MRI services at MMDC. The temporary pause to MRI services will be from March 27th to April 30th, 2024. The ministry says it deeply regrets any inconvenience caused and is asking the public to be patient as they work to implement additional quality assurance measures in MRI services. When the summer period is approaching and heat conditions expected to elevate, the Ministry of Health is advising persons to stay hydrated. In a brief address, Dr. Sharian Davis Andrews, a consultant pediatrician attached to the Milton Cato Memorial Hospital, said maintaining hydration levels, especially for children, is crucial in mitigating the effects of scorching temperatures. Davis Andrews said it is vital for children to drink sufficient water and to remain hydrated, which help them to be alert and ensure that they have good function of their vital organs.
Children are at increased risk of being dehydrated, and this may cause them to complain of headaches, dizziness, fainting episodes, and this may have a negative impact on their ability to concentrate and learn. Here are some tips to ensure that our children remain hydrated and beat the heat. Limit and ideally eliminate sugary drinks, as these do not quench thirst. Instead, for our picky drinkers, you could be creative by adding some fruits to the water, not sugar, and you can even make homemade popsicles by freezing these fruit-infused water. Increase their water intake by adding in fruits that have a high water content, such as watermelons and oranges.
The Traffic Department of the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force is appealing to motorists across the country to take it easy on the roads for the busy Easter weekend. On radio today, Corporal Philip King, who is attached to the department, said motorists are encouraged to exercise caution while driving and to avoid overindulging in consuming alcohol while having to drive.
Road users are not beginning to overtake you. And 3, there is a suitable gap in front of the road user you plan to overtake. Overtake only when it is safe and legal to do so. Use your mirrors. Signal when it is safe to do so. Do not overtake if there is any doubt or where you cannot see far enough ahead to be sure it is safe. So, as before I take my exit, I just want to encourage, as we enter into this Easter weekend, ensure that you focus on the job ahead, be alert, avoid excessive consumption of alcohol, and remember, road safety is everyone's responsibility. Let us all play our part in ensuring our roads are safe. On behalf of the Commissioner of Police, Mr. Enville Williams, the officer in charge of the Traffic Department, Mr. Parnell Brown, and all other ranks and files, we just want to wish everyone a blessed and safe Easter weekend.
Corporal King further appealed to motorists to continue to adhere to the traffic rules and regulations when traversing the nation's roads.